Thank you for tuning into Spirit with me over the last season. It's been a pleasure serving you. We're going on a short break, but plan to be back with a new season. And we are still scheduling calls now. So sign up to join me on air at RadioMediumLauraLee.com. And remember, we're always available to you at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter too. Always love to hear from you. In the meantime, hope you enjoy one of my season's best. Laura Lee tuning into Miss Jennifer Spirit. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Glad you're here too. First impressions I get is that I think this is you laying flowers or putting flowers at somebody's burial. I feel like it's on an anniversary date. I don't know if it's a birth or an anniversary or death date or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But then again, I get two spirits there. I feel like a male spirit and a female spirit, if that makes sense to you.
Yes, it does.
I feel like there's another spirit there as well, unless it's tied to one of the two of them, like a child spirit, that was lost or passed away, and or another spirit that's to come through.
Yes, that's true.
So it can be all three things tied at once, because usually when a spirit goes over, it's all going to come back sooner or later. But there's a child spirit that is there with them. Who is that?
I'm not sure who that is. I have a lot of people that have passed on, so I'm trying to figure out which one that could be.
All right, so hold tight to that. But anyway, I get that these might even be parental figures, if that makes sense, Jennifer.
Yes, one could absolutely be a parental figure.
Who's arguing with a sibling or has been arguing with a sibling, and it's like made a rift in the family, and it's caused a lot of friction between you all, and I think it has something to do with this passing of this loved one.
Well, it's not necessarily the passing, but one side of the family is not necessarily talking about it. And there is a feeling on my part that I feel upset about some things regarding that, if that makes sense.
Yes. And that's a sibling associated to them.
Yes, absolutely.
It's more than what you think it is. It's just the grief. And sometimes everybody withdraws. So you didn't do anything wrong. So if you feel like you stepped over some boundaries, or if they felt like they stepped on some boundaries, that's not what it is. It's more or less about the loss and just not knowing how to deal with it. It feels like there's a competition. And I also see something about military connection. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And the tribute to the military and all that other kind of stuff. What an honor. It's about time.
Right.
You don't get honored really until you die. And there's something to do with the flag being associated, and somebody's possessing that. So they want to say, well, at least you got the flag.
That's understandable.
And I also get the understanding that somebody else might be leading or thinking about going in those footsteps and down that direction if they haven't already.
Yes, and there's more than one tie to what you're saying, because my father passed many years ago, and then my son passed, but my son had my father's name in a different language.
So that's your child. Well, that's why I asked, and you didn't affirm that, honey.
I wasn't sure of exactly what you're saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you.
Oh, my gosh.
But yes, that is my son.
But he was older.
Yes, he was.
I also see that he'd wear a baseball cap. Is that correct?
Yes.
And sometimes would have the hoodie tied up over the top of his hat.
Occasionally.
And that's why he's there, because he's tied to the name of your father, right?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why they're both there.
And they both were in the military.
And also there is another female there as well.
It makes sense too.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, so there's still a room associated to your son, or was kept in honor of him at one point with some of his possessions and everything?
We do still have some of his possessions, not necessarily a room, but yes, I know what you're referring to. He didn't live with us then, and he never had a room in this house. But yes, a lot of his things are in my office.
But he says he would come back and stay in that place when he would come.
He would his brother, yes, and he loves his sense.
So real quick, brother in school or took classes?
Brother is in school, yes, he is.
And we're talking formal education.
Yes, he's still young.
He'll graduate. He sometimes thinks he's not going to make it.
Yeah, that makes sense too. I know, he's so young.
He loves him and loves you guys very much, okay? It was a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your time with me.
Thank you.
If you would like to call into the show like Jennifer, sign up at RadioMediumLauraLee.com. where you can find more about my services and join my next group reading webinar. And you can tune into your spirit each and every day by subscribing to the podcast on your favorite forum. Please share it and rate it for us, and join the conversation over at Radio Medium Laura Lee Group on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you.